Good morning students. In the previous class we have seen about the catalyst or catalysis. So as we know, catalysis is nothing but what here? It increases the rate of chemical reaction. Means what here? To speed up the reaction we call it as a catalyst. So this catalyst consists of two types. What is the two types we are going to discuss here is nothing but first one is homogeneous catalyst, next one is the heterogeneous catalyst. So what is first one? Homogeneous catalyst. So what is homogeneous catalyst? Homogeneous. Homo is nothing but same. So here whenever we are going to take the reactant and the catalyst. So whenever we are going to take the reactant and catalyst, that should be in the same phase. That one we call it as what here? Homogeneous catalyst. So what is homogeneous catalyst? The reactant and catalyst are in the same phase is known as what here? Homogeneous catalyst. So let us take example here for homogeneous catalyst. So for homogeneous catalyst, the example is we can take sulfur 2SO2 which is in gaseous phase, sulfur dioxide plus O2. This is also in gases. So clearly observe here reactants I am taking in the gas phase and the catalyst added here is NO, nitric oxide. So here this is also is in the gas phase and it is giving 2SO3 which is known as gas. So if you have observed here, whatever the reactants we are taking here, the two reactants sulfur dioxide and oxygen is in gas phase and the catalyst whatever we are taking, that is also it is in gas phase. So what it is giving product? The product is sulfur trioxide. So the sulfur trioxide is also is in what? Gas phase. So homogeneous catalyst is nothing but what here? The reactant and the catalyst. Whatever the reactants we are taking, this catalyst, this should be in the same phase. We call it as what here? Homogeneous catalyst. So not only this, let us see few more examples. This is the first example and the second example is acetate. So here ester we are taking CH3COO C2H5 means acetate, ethyl acetate we can say. So here ethyl acetate is a liquid compound. So to this we are adding H2O liquid in the presence of acid. H plus indicates what here? Acid. So if you have observed clearly here, this is acid. In the presence of acid means acid will be also in liquid form. So if you have observed here, the ethyl acetate is in liquid form, water is in liquid form and the catalyst what we are taking H plus is also is in liquid form. So we are going to product CH3COOH plus C2H5OH means what? Both will be in the liquid form. So whenever we are taking the reactants is in the same phase and the catalyst. So both when you are taking in the same phase, that one we call it as what? Homogeneous catalyst. So this is about the homogeneous catalyst. Now let us see about heterogeneous catalyst. So the heterogeneous catalyst is nothing but here. So here heterogeneous catalyst means hetero is nothing but different. So whenever the reactants and the catalyst are is in different phase, we call it as heterogeneous catalyst. So here the example will be what I have told you here, the reactant and the catalyst are in different phase. Different phase is known as what here? Heterogeneous catalyst. So let us see example. So if you have observed Haber's process means ammonia. So when you have taken ammonia, N2 is a gas and hydrogen is also a gas. So when you are combining these two in the presence of Fe and MO, here iron is nothing but solid, MO is also nothing but solid. So it is giving gas molecules. So what I have told you in the definition, here the reactant and the catalyst are is in different phase. So if you have been observed in the example, when you are taking reactants here, so nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas. So when you are taking catalyst is nothing but here solid. So this gas molecules is reacting with the solid and again it is giving gas molecule. So when you are observing in the arrow mark, the catalyst is in solid. In the homogeneous, what we have taken? Same. Whatever the phases we have taken, that is same. That's why we got homogeneous. And coming to heterogeneous, what we have taken? The reactant is in gaseous phase and the catalyst is in solid phase. So the reactant and catalyst are in different phase. We call it as what? Heterogeneous catalyst. So this is nothing but Haber's process. Not only this, we can take contact process also. Contact process means what here? The sulfur dioxide plus oxygen in the presence of Pt or V2O5. So we are taking again solid as a catalyst and the gas molecules. So it is giving sulfur trioxide, which is in a gas phase. So if you have observed the reactants and here the catalyst is in different phase. We call it as what here? Heterogeneous catalysis. So this is nothing but homogeneous and heterogeneous catalyst. So one more example let us see here, which is in liquid phase. 2H2O2 hydrogen peroxide when we are taking in the presence of Pt, which is a solid, and MnO2 manganese dioxide. This is also a solid. So it is giving water molecule 2H2O liquid plus oxygen gas. So if you have observed here it is undergoing decomposition reaction. So whenever you are observing here the hydrogen peroxide, so if you are taking 2 moles of hydrogen peroxide which is in the liquid form, here we are adding the catalyst is what here? Platinum manganese dioxide. So it gives water molecule and oxygen gas. So if you have observed clearly, the definition of catalyst is nothing but here, when we are adding catalyst, so it is not participating in the reaction, it just speeding up the reaction or increasing the rate of the reaction. That one we call it as catalyst. So it is consist of two types. One is homogeneous catalyst, another one is heterogeneous catalyst. Homogeneous is nothing but the reactant and catalyst is in the same phase. We call it as homogeneous catalyst. If suppose the reactant and catalyst is in different phase, we call it as heterogeneous catalyst. So in the previous class I have told you that absorption applications. So when you have seen the absorption applications, I have told you one point that heterogeneous catalysis is acting as a absorption catalyst. Now let us see about absorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. How it is undergoing absorption in heterogeneous catalysis. Absorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. So see here, this theory mainly explains about the mechanism of the heterogeneous catalysis, Generally, this is an old theory which is known as absorption theory of catalysis. So what happens here means the reactants in gaseous state or in solution, so it is absorbed on the surface of the solid catalyst. So automatically what happens, this increases the rate of the reaction. So but what happens here, it means the adsorption, it will enhance the rate of the reaction, it will not increase the rate of the reaction, it will continue. So this catalytic action is explained in terms of intermediate compound formation. So what happens here, this theory mainly explains what mechanism of homogeneous catalysis. So here this old theory we call it as what here, adsorption theory. So generally adsorption theory of catalysis is nothing but what here, the reactants in gaseous phase, we can say the reactants in gaseous phase, the reactants in gaseous state or in solutions are adsorbed on the surface of the solid catalyst. Which increases the rate of the reaction but what happens in this reaction, but here adsorption what we are taking, but adsorption enhances the rate of the reaction. So clearly observe what I am saying. This theory is known as old theory, which explains mainly about mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis. So adsorption is nothing but what here, whenever we are taking a surface, a solid surface, a gaseous molecules or liquid molecules are going to adsorb. So in the same way, the reactants, what are the reactants we are taking, that should be in the gaseous state or in the liquid state. So whenever you are taking in the gaseous or liquid state, it mainly adsorbed on the surface of the solid state. So if you think paper as a solid and I have written here with pen, so means what the words what I have written with the pen, assume that it is in a gaseous or in liquid state. So automatically what happens, the surface of this means the paper is absorbing the what here, the words of the pen. So means what here, automatically I am using a catalyst. So it is a solid catalyst and it is in a gaseous state. So whenever I am using catalyst, automatically what happens, it increases the rate of the reaction. But here what going to happen is nothing but it adsorption enhances, means it decreases the rate of the reaction. So then how to increase the rate of the reaction in the presence of adsorption? So that's why this one can be explained, the catalytic action can be explained in terms of intermediate mechanism here. Okay, so this is the modern adsorption theory we call here. So generally which decreases rate of reaction, this is about up to here, this is a old theory. But coming to modern adsorption theory is nothing but what here, the compound formation, the combination of intermediate compound formation theory we call it, which will explain about the old adsorption theory. So here the catalytic activity means here it undergoes resonance type of the structure. It involves 5 steps. In the first step what happens means diffusion of reactants to the surface of the catalyst will takes place. So what happens, diffusion is nothing but what, we are taking the catalyst and also gas molecule, so it is going to adsorb. In the second step what happens, adsorption means adsorption of reactant molecules on the surface of the catalyst. So let us see one of the example. This is the example. So here H2 plus C2H4 in the presence of nickel. So it is giving C2H6. So how it is going to happen, I'll explain you. So what I have told you, H2 plus Ni in the first step. So here Ni, 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 Ni. So if you have taken 4 molecules Ni, so observe clearly, H, okay, this is the first step. And in the second step, this product you are going to take. To this product we are going to add C2H4. So what we are getting means here C double bond C, H, 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 okay. So this is the molecule we are getting like this. And in the next step, automatically what happens? It is giving C2H6 plus Ni, Ni, Ni molecule. See, in the first step, what happening here, this is a 5-step process. So generally this theory explains why the catalyst remains unchanged in mass and also chemical composition at the end of the reaction. So if you have observed here, we are taking catalyst surface which is having 2 vacancies, okay. So we are taking catalyst surface which is having 2 vacancies we are taking. So what I have told you here, first diffusion of reactants to the surface of the catalyst. So means what? At the surface of the catalyst there is a diffusion. In the second step what happens here? In the second step it is undergoing adsorption of reacting molecules. So this is a diffusion of reactants. So it is 2 reacting and it is undergoing. So at the surface of the reacting molecules, so what happens? The catalyst is adding. So in the third reaction what happens? This is about how it is adsorbing of reacting molecules. So in the third step we are forming a intermediate. So this is when we are adding a catalyst. So this is forming a intermediate here. So in the fourth step here desorption is going to take place. Means what here? Reaction products from the catalyst surface and making this surface again available for more reaction to occur. So means automatically what happens means here again we are going to add nickel surface to the molecule. So whenever we are taking this molecule, desorption is nothing but what here? Reverse of the adsorption. So whenever we are going to take place the intermediate, so automatically again it will taking place as the surface to reaction, more reaction to occur. So at finally what happens? Again it is undergoing diffusion reaction. If you have observed, so it is divided as C2H6 plus Ni as a normal molecule. So when you take diffusion of reaction products away from the catalyst, so the surface of the catalyst like inner part, so here the catalyst whatever we are taking, it will be a very bulk. So it is not going to have free valencies. Okay, so means what, the force of the molecules, whatever it is there, it will lose their chemical combination. So because of the bulky nature of the catalyst, so there will be some vacancies to occupy the surface of the molecule, and they lose their chemical combination, and they divided as a products like this. If different molecules are observed side by side, they may react with other products which forms the new molecules. So means what, this goes on repeating like this. So this is about the adsorption of heterogeneous catalysis. In the first step, what happens here, diffusion of reactants on the surface we are taking. In the second step, these reactants is going to adsorb on the surface of the molecules. So after that we are forming an intermediate. So again it is forming desorption. Desorption is nothing but what here? Desorption is nothing but reverse of the adsorption. So means which will take more chemical reaction to occur, and after that again it undergoes diffusion, which will give the new molecules. So this is about the adsorption of heterogeneous catalysis, and we are having autocatalyst also. What is next topic? Next topic is autocatalysis. So what is autocatalysis? So autocatalysis nothing but here autocatalyst or autocatalysis. So generally reactions are known in which one of the intermediate products are formed. So now only we have observed that intermediate products are forming. So these intermediates will form automatically. That one we call it as what here? Means without involving anything, it itself only act as a catalyst. That one we call it as autocatalysis. So for example, if we are taking here, if one of the reactant if one of the intermediate product is formed generally, formed in the reaction itself functions as a catalyst for the reaction. So means what, one of the intermediate product is formed, means itself is going to act as a catalyst. So let us take example here, manganese ion. So let us take example potassium. We can take easily redox reactions here. So when we do titrations, so in the redox reaction what happens means itself only act as catalyst. It will not involve other catalyst to involve. Means here potassium permanganate we are taking, and oxalic acid. This is a potassium permanganate, oxalic acid. So in the presence of sulfuric acid, this is a sulfuric acid. So when we are reacting these three, we are getting a 2MnSO4 plus K2SO4 plus 8H2O plus 10 CO2, means manganese sulfate we are getting. So we are taking, what are the reactants here? Manganese sulfate, potassium permanganate, oxalic acid, sulfuric acid. So it is acting as a auto catalyst. When you do this titration, we are getting a pale pink as the end point here. So here, why? Because whatever Mn+2 ions, it will interact with sulfuric acid. So it is giving as a auto catalyst. So this is about auto catalyst. If you have seen in the arrow mark, we are not involving any catalyst, but this reactant only itself acting as what here? autocatalyst. So this is whatever intermediate is forming here, it itself acting as a autocatalyst, we call it as autocatalysis. So this is nothing but about catalysis and its type. Thank you.